Sentry mode activated. Target acquired.
Hey there, hunters. Welcome back to the Gunners Guild. I swear this is still a thing, and Monster Hunter is still on the menu. Just been kind of waiting for Rise on PC. In the meantime, though, I've been playing other games, and I went back to play Monster Hunter GU, but with a twist. Now, a few months ago, I did make a video of a cat mod for Double Cross on the 3DS that would buff Palicos in Prowler mode, making them actually usable since they got nerfed to unusability in the transition between Gen and GU. Well, I am back now to showcase the mod for the Switch version GU and highlight what else has changed since it's not just a cat mod anymore. This is all thanks to Arati, who's no longer in the Monster Hunter scene sadly, but I figured his hard work should not go to waste and we should be able to share this with everybody else. So let me present to you GU Cope Edition. Now, you can install this mod on both Switch and emulated versions of the game. Obviously, the Switch version will require you to have Homebrew enabled, but either way, you can just grab the files in the description below and drop them into your contents folder. There are other mods that you can get for GU as well, such as 60 to 120 FPS and a few other questionable ones, which I really won't partake in. Now, your folder should look something like this. On the Switch, you'll have the same folders once you get here, like to the game ID section. So once you're there, just drop your files in. Emulator can just right click and hit open mod directory and you're set. It's drag and drop, that's all you gotta do. Now, funnily enough, these mods are safe to use online because it's just number tweaks and your game doesn't really check file integrity at all. So it will just load your game and calc your damage properly. So there won't really be any harm you can do to other players, which is great. I have played this online in co-op through most of G rank a few months ago and didn't have any issues with me or the other player. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So it is going to be hard to show pretty much any of the changes as most of this is just number tweaks behind the scenes and there are no numbers in the older Monster Hunter games. So take my word for it that it works and check the patch notes in the descriptions, I guess. The patch originally was made to buff cats because they needed some serious love. Like if you looked at the TA runs on the wiki for the GU Prowler, it was dead last by a long shot, like below Hunting Horn and Gunlance. It was bad. Back in Generations though, they were solid C tier, above, Hunting Horn, Gunlance, Chargeblade, and Sigglaive, but below pretty much everything else. I did like cats being a middle of the pack tier, because they had a lot of versatility in just one weapon type. Anyway, if you're looking at the patch notes for cats, the big thing they got was that their weapons are about 50% stronger, which seems like a lot, and it is, but it also brings their rod element more up to hunter level. Rather than being capped around 225, 250, they're now about 300 to 350 range. Cats also got their bomb values increased significantly, so their bomb attacks are actually useful. Now, the bomb cat before was used exclusively because of the adept evade it has. You'd still be running Boomerang Cat with the same skills that any other cat would have. However, now bombs do some serious damage and are worth focusing on. The downside to that is that, well, the bombs do a lot of damage, including to yourself, because bombs have friendly fire still, and they do hurt. They will damn near one-tap you if you're not careful enough. So be careful. A lot of Prowler passives and active skills also have their point cost reduced slightly, mostly because they just weren't used. But since cats only had 9 passive points to use total, and some of their good skills cost like 4 apiece, there wasn't a whole lot of room for creativity, but now there is. Anyway, enough about the Palico, because that's not the only thing that has changed. Slight tweaks to a lot of other lower tier weapons were added to make them more appealing. So let me quickly go over the majority of the patch notes real quick, because maybe there's something there that will catch your eye. Now, Hunting Horn got a straight 1.3 times modifier to all its motion values, and the Sonic Smash Hunter art got a motion value bump of a lot, like 100 at level 3. Hunting Horn can smash now, that's for sure though. Hunting Horn doesn't need to be a shitty weapon, as proven by Rise. Hunting Horn that does damage can be pretty fun. Now, Gunlance, all the side swings, the pokes, the shellings, all got a big buff as well, including, your Wyvern's Fire, your Blast Dash, Dragon's Breath, and Charge Shelling. Now, Gunlance has always had Gunlance Syndrome, and its shells being fixed damage have always been bad, so this patch will make Gunlance actually be able to damage monsters. Switch Axe power files actually got nerfed from 1.2 times to 1.1 times because basically you only ever use power file Switch Axes, everything else is useless. So that's not the only type of Switch Axe that's viable. In exchange though, sword mode motion values got generally buffed by 10% across the board, and the axe swing skills were also buffed to about Iceborne levels, so axe mode is good enough to be considered for damage, rather than just Switch Axe being all about, the up-down sword swing, which was kind of boring. Lance also got buffs, which seems crazy, I know. If you've seen Zebra or other Lance users, you know how insane Striker Lance is. However, the Lance changes were all made to counter the prevalence of Striker poke charge spam, which is all that Lance does. So like the triple pokes, the sweeps, the slaps, aerial pokes, adept counter pokes, all the hunter arts were buffed so you can actually use something else besides Striker Lance charge poke strategy. Striker Lance was not nerfed at all, in fact it's slightly better due to this patch, but that's about it. No changes for Hammer. I don't think Arati had enough data on Hammer to make changes, sadly. Greatsword Aerial Slash now matches the ground version, so the same damage on the air or on the ground, and their Hunter Arts cost less points to use. Sword and Shield got a slight tweak to give double alchemy gauge build up, and the Valor backflip motion value got buffed. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there were some bowgun changes, but it's like some normal MO changes, and that's about it. So, I mean, bowguns are relatively the same. So the whole point of the patch actually is to get people back to playing some GU a bit, especially before Rise comes out, since now GU runs really well on emulators and has multiplayer compatibility as well. With the fresh coat of paint on some of the lower tier weapons and styles, it should give players an opportunity to try something new or just feel refreshed when playing their favorite weapon. I've been streaming this patch as Prowler only, and oh my god, I love playing as Cat and GU now. Cats feel really, really good. Not broken or overpowered, still taking me about 5 to 8 minutes to casually kill standard G rank monsters and like 12ish plus for hypers. So it's not fast by any means, but it sure as hell beats the 20 plus minute timers it would normally take. And yeah, that's no joke. Like even old Cat TA runs of like hypers or EX deviants and stuff like that were like 20 to 30 minutes for the most part, and that's the best of the best Cat players, where like other weapons were like 5 minutes. So yeah, so that's pretty much all for me though. Let me know if you get the patch working, and always looking for hunters to do hunting stuff with as I continue my G rank playthrough with my cats. Do remember though that the Switch and emulator version can't play with each other, but same platforms work just fine. With and without patch makes no difference. So good luck out there, hunters, and thanks for watching.